Hey. Okay, y'all. We're going live on Instagram, on YouTube, and on Facebook. I'm waiting for Instagram to go ahead and connect with the source here. Here we go. You guys, we have a very exciting, I've never done this before, so feel free to share your thoughts here. But you're not only getting one of me, not two, but you get three amazing nurses all in one live video here. And we're all going to share our story, a little bit of our story. So without delay, let me go ahead and bring my people up in here. So we have Allie and Abbie. Hey. I'm going to unmute you guys. There you go, Abbie. I unmuted you. So we're just going to go ahead and dive into it. So if you are catching us, feel free to give this video a big like wherever you are on the socials. Drop your questions if you have. We are an open book. And also, go ahead and give them a follow. Give each other a follow. I put their Instagrams and their socials in the description below, okay? And as always, let me know where you're watching because I like to know. Are you on Facebook land, Instagram land, or YouTube land? Just to see, where you guys watching us, okay? So let's go ahead and dive in on it. So who wants to go? Allie, let's go with Allie. You okay with that going first?
Yeah.
Right? We're just gonna share with y'all our journey. So we'll go Allie, then me, and then Abbie, maybe. Allie, paint us a picture. Where were you before our business model, which is Enagic, came into your world?
Yeah, so I am a nurse by trade. I've been a nurse for 10 years. And I had these huge plans to go back to school, to do all these things. Well, COVID really rocked my world. And then I became a mom. So two really big things happened within a year of each other. And I tried to go back to work, PRN, after I had my son, and it just didn't work out. We didn't have family support. It was just really tough. So I made the hard decision, and I actually was in a job that I enjoyed at the time. I was working in labor and delivery. It was my dream job. And so I made the hard decision to leave the bedside and be a full-time stay-at-home mom. While that is a huge blessing, and I'm so happy that I got to do that, I still felt a part of me was missing. And I just felt like I needed to fill up that cup of fulfillment and something outside of being a mom, right? And I've always been a nurse very much at heart. And so I got into low ticket network marketing. I did that for a while, got super burnt out, was spinning my wheels. And I was I hadn't really thrown in the towel yet, but I'm just this isn't it. This is not it. I need to do something because going back to work as a nurse, which I had tried again to do, but I had been called home. It didn't work out. I'm I have to find something. I have to find something. And this opportunity it got presented to me a few different times, honestly. And the third time it clicked, a friend of mine that I was already doing some network marketing with presented it to me, and I was like, sign me up. This is it. I'm ready to go, So, and then the rest is history, and I'm here 2 years later. Oh, you're muted.
Yes, I know. I just realized that. It's always the case, right? Thank you, Allie, so much for sharing that. I mean, I try to make these lives Cliff Note versions because, let's be real, we're all busy. So no fluff. Let's just get to it. And if you, of course, like I mentioned, if you want more of us, feel free to follow us, reach out to us. Like I said, we're super approachable. One thing I wanted to add to this is Allie and Abbie and I, we have no financial ties. And that's one thing, you'll learn more about this business is the collaboration here, because there's so much of abundance here. And it's just not, there's no us. It's just like nursing, we're all one team with one goal kind of thing. So with that being said, if you guys don't know who I am, my name's Rochelle. Before this this opportunity came, I'm 20 years nursing. I've been in the online space for 10 plus years. I was in low ticket. And when this business came across, it was a solid no. Actually, I heard about this business 30 years ago from my older cousin, which I was like, whoa, they're still around. But I was a solid no. If you know my story, when this approached me in 2023, my mom was very sick. I was really focusing on her and literally nursing her and my career and my young children. I live in Northern California, just for if you guys want to find me on the map. But and so I was just but I was still looking. because I was so unfulfilled with what I was doing. I was like, I know I'm meant for more. Like nursing, I would never leave nursing, and I don't plan to, because it fills my cup, right? But I knew I needed to do something bigger and on the online space in the world, because I was doing so well with my low ticket. But it was just like, I don't know, there's something bigger. Let's just say that. And a lot of women who I meet kind of feel that way too. But that was me in a nutshell in terms of how I was before this business model came. I was looking. I was definitely burnt out. I didn't have much patience because my mom was like getting sick, and as a nurse, I knew she wasn't going to have long, so I really didn't have any patience with like little, like the minutia of like life. And it's just, I knew, like, I was like, there has to be something better than this. I've done the schooling, I got the job, I got the dream house. There has to be something better. What about you, Abbie?
Hello. Okay, I am Abbie. So I found this opportunity. Like it always finds us like at the perfect time too. Like somehow it manages to find us at the perfect time. So like even before going into nursing, like I knew nursing wasn't going to be my end goal, but I knew it was going to be something that I would thrive in for a while, because I don't know, I just knew that wherever I would end up, it was going to be something good, like wherever that end goal was. And so toward like the end of, I don't want to say toward the end, but a couple, like last year, I started feeling that nursing burnout, like super, super bad. And I was like, okay, I think it's time to start looking for like my next step, my next chapter. Because I just didn't want to feel that squeeze of nursing burnout anymore. And I was also at the time doing we were family planning. And so this, like I said, this opportunity finds you at the right time. So I was feeling burnt out from nursing, where me and my husband are talking about creating a family. And I found this opportunity right whenever I had actually found out that I was pregnant. And then the day that I said yes to this opportunity was the day that I had found out that I was pregnant. And it was such an easy yes. It was such an easy yes, because I saw what this opportunity could get me and my future family, and my future life, that nursing was not going to. And so it was such an easy yes. I jumped right on board, and it's been amazing since. But it always finds you at the right time. It's amazing how it does that.
100% agree. It just it literally is timing. One thing that I do know about the universe, God, source, whatever you believe in, it's like if you continue to ask for it, and then presents it to you, like, okay, he's going to give you the vision, but it's up to you to take that action, right? And like, whenever that timing was, I was like, okay, and we all said yes, right?
Mhm.
So with that being said, Allie, like, where are you now? Like, you said yes, was it last year, or whenever, was it 2 years? Remind me.
Yeah, it was about
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Where are you now?
So now, I mean, I'm pretty much a full-time stay-at-home mom. I mean, my son goes to school part-time. We're kind of like on the fence about homeschooling. It's something that's been on my heart, because I'm like, I can do that now, and just that's like a whole nother can of worms I won't even open right now. But having the ability to be present for my family first and foremost, being able to pick my son up, drop him off every day, be it, games, practices, activities, everything. Like, he's sick, I don't have to worry about taking like PTO, or like, oh my gosh, I'm letting my coworkers down, things like that. I'm able to be the mom and the wife that I want to be. I've been able to work on myself, and honestly, if I hadn't found this opportunity, I wouldn't have started my healing journey that I've started. I wouldn't be the woman that I am today without the personal growth journey that this business has been. And I know that, like, I have just brushed the surface. So honestly, like, talking about this, again, obviously I know because I'm in it every day, but just talking about it makes me even more excited for the future, because like I can look back and see where I am now, just how far I've come, but I know that, like, how much further I'm going to go, in the future. And honestly, just to be able to be that example for my son and any future children we have, I think it's just, honestly, you can't put a price on that. And that's generational change right there. So it's very powerful.
Amen to that. We have a someone on YouTube like, hey, let's talk, what's business? Let's talk. Let's do Shark Tank. He's like, what's happening here? Well, first of all, welcome. Each and all, we got 3 nurses here. They're just sharing our experience with this business model called Enagic that we jumped into. It's online. It's high ticket affiliate. There's several different hats that are things that we're called, but this is like real raw people sharing. We're sharing our experience, and so. You know, if you want to watch the replay to hear where we were before, now we're transitioning to where we are now. And as for me now, it's funny, not funny, but now I have so much clarity and so much peace than what I was before this business model. And I can't say that it's 100%. Oh my gosh, I signed up, yes, and boom, I'm clear and I have purpose and I have life. No, but it's the realization in the progress, in the journey that one, I can honor my mom's life by continuing what she poured into me. 2, I can finally put my own health first. As nurses, we put everybody's life or everybody's needs before ours. And it's like, okay, now that I teach people about hypertension, diabetes, and how to do this, like now, like we're in a circle where healing, not only just healing, but holistic healing is like top priority. I can do that and be, you know, a great example for my kids. Like Allie said, like my kids are so water snobs. All they want is Kangen water, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, mom, this is tap. I smell I taste and smell the chlorine." I'm like, "Yeah," you know. So, but not only that, as a woman who is still nursing and don't plan to leave, like for me, this is like my second pension. I'm working like, you know, I did 20 years in nursing, and yes, I solidified a pension there, but it took me what 10, 15 years to like lock that in, where I can do this business in like 5 years, faster or slower, it doesn't matter, but I know I'm going to lock that in. And so now I get to say that I can possibly retire early and not waste these golden years that we have now. You, uh, in my fast forward to my 60s, like I think I'm a little older than you and Allie and Abbie, so I'm like a couple steps ahead. My children are self-cared, so it's good to see like how we are all in different steps, but one thing is common is that we all said yes. So if you're looking for something, the answer could possibly be in one of our stories. And with that, Abbie, tell us where you are.
Okay, so where I am currently is like my goal is to be able to build this business up to the point that whenever I do have a child, because my pregnancy did fail, the one that I said yes to this business with, but that's okay because my goal is to build this business up now to the point where whenever I do get pregnant again, I don't have to worry about coming off of maternity leave and going back to work in the hospital. I want to be fully present for a brand new baby at home. That is like my biggest fear. And I don't even have a baby yet, is to leave a brand new baby and have to go back to work and only get, whatever it is, 6, 8, 12 weeks off. That is just not, so that is where I'm at right now, is building it up to the point to where when that does happen, I can be fully present at home with my family.
And we see it like on and on and on in our community, how many women are doing this, but they take it to the next level and they're like world schooling their kids, where, that's Allie, like you're homeschooling. These women are world schooling, where they take them, uproot them from, like, let's say, off to like other countries and actually live and experience, different world. Like, and so, yeah, Abbie, you could absolutely do it here. Here, it's just like, we have dreams, and then you just this business model like literally makes those dreams into reality, right? So Allie, like, okay, this sounds great, right? You guys, I know our stories are inspirational. Give us a 1, give us some hearts if you relate to either any of us or what we've said. But like I was telling the girls, one thing in this online space world, there's like so many ways to do it, right? And but they really don't dive into the how, right? So how, as nurses, stay-at-home moms, are, we're busy, right? Like how are you building this business to the level that you want to? Allie?
Yeah, so I can kind of share, I'll share like a general perspective, because I've been in the position of like where I did do this when I was working for a short time as a nurse, not this business, but network marketing. And then also now that, you know, I'm full-time doing Enagic and staying home. So really just getting intentional with your time and like looking at your day from the time you wake up in the morning and the time you go to bed at night. And honestly, there's some days where like I kind of slide with my schedule, but at the end of the day, like I get my stuff done. I'm very consistent, whether that means I get up in the morning and I do some work. That's what I did this morning. And like my schedule kind of changes and it really just depends. So if those of you that have kids, you know that their sleep schedules change. So like sometimes mornings work and sometimes they don't. You know, it used to be when my son would nap, it would be nap times when I would get things done. My son's in bed now. So like I'm doing some business work, he's in bed, you know? So it really just depends on like what your schedule is. You schedule it in just like you would an appointment, you know, your actual like work. If you still work a 9 to 5 or wherever you work, you make it a non-negotiable and you fit it around your life. It doesn't have to take over your life. You know, you fit it in the cracks of your day. If I'm waiting for an appointment, I'll sit there and I might check some messages or like engage on some posts or, you know, anything like that. Any little bit of time, like you really can fit this into the, I want to say the cracks of your day, because sometimes you do need to sit down and like spend actual intentional time. But really, it's being intentional with your time and getting good at your time management to be able to fit it in. Does that make sense? Because I mean, some people will have the, you know, oh, well, I can't do this because I don't have the time. Well, like you do, you just need to prioritize things differently and say no to certain things and, you know, fit it in and make it a non-negotiable at the end of the day.
100%. And like, that's what I say, when people, or when we hear we don't have time, it's not that you don't have time. And it could be this business, it could be working out, it could be eating healthy, it could be, you know, hanging out with your girlfriends. It's just you don't see it as a priority, right? So because if you see it as a priority, you know, you'll make time, right? And like that's why one thing I love about working women is that if we want something, we will freaking we will make it happen, you know. And so just like, you know, Abbie wants to be, you know, building this strong foundation for our family she's going to be creating, and Allie's doing this like alongside, you know, with her young, and then here I am like a couple steps ahead of y'all. You know, like I have one thing established, now I'm like, you know, building wings on my house, right? So with me, in terms of how I'm doing it, honestly, it's just people who I know in person, I do the most success with them, because you know, the like, no one, how trust factor is there. You know, yeah, you could do social media, which is great. Yeah, you can do ads, but that's one thing about this business model, is that you can find a way that suits you. And I'm such a people person. I love people, and so I shine best when I'm engaging or talking with people, and that's how I'm building. And there's, like I said, there's 100 other ways. So talking to people and just getting in the right circles, right? So people who are holistic, people who are nurses who want to escape the bedside, other business models that are holistic, you know, clinics, chiropractor, all that stuff. Those are the people that I like to approach, and create a network that way. And then that's how I'm building my business. How about you, Abbie?
Okay, so for me, like still working as a nurse and trying to build a business, like I'm not gonna lie, it was an adjustment in the beginning because it's new. It's something else that you have to learn how to fit into your life. But like how you guys were saying, it's not about not having time, it's about prioritizing your time. And so I just started using my time more wisely. I got like stopped doing things that weren't being conducive to my future, like Netflix and all that. Like you can sit around and rot for hours and sit there and be relaxed, but what is that doing for your future? And so it's just all about prioritizing time, and then just setting up like what your non-negotiables are going to be every day. And that was also kind of an adjustment too, with all this being brand new to me. But luckily with this business, there's a lot of supportive communities that do sprints. They'll do 90-day sprints, and so in those sprints, they kind of teach you the different things that are your daily non-negotiables, and they help you get in the habit of doing those. These are like 90-day sprints. And so after doing these non-negotiable daily things every day for 90 days, all of a sudden you realize how easy it is. And then it just is seamlessly flowed into your day. And so even working as a nurse, like today I worked and I've already done all of my non-negotiables for today. and it's only 8:15 p.m., but I did all my business stuff, and I even worked a whole shift today. Like, it just becomes seamless with your day. But it's just like anything with building a habit. You just have to get used to consistency and repetition in order to build that. But like I said, anything that's new is going to be difficult, but it's just like doing it over and over and making it a daily thing, a normal thing for your life. And it's
Right.
all conducive to your future.
Amen. You know, I always think
Yeah.
about this. This is like the first time interview where we're all nurses, so I can kind of like go that down that route. Like, you know, we were all like a baby nurse at one time, right? We had a
Mhm.
preceptor who watched us, put in our IVs, make sure our assessments are correct, and we like. I feel like this is our community too. Like we have mentors who are vested successful people who are literally teaching us baby newbies here like how to do this because all they want us to succeed, right? Because
Mhm.
like us nurses, like we invest into our newbies because one day they'll be taking care of us, and it works the same way with this community as well. So it's just like no flop, let's everyone win because that's what we want, right? And so as we wrap this up, unless you want anything to add, Allie, but I wanted to go into, I was sharing earlier, and again, give this hearts, give us a 1 if you're loving this conversation. That we're only a few steps ahead from someone who's like researching, a nurse specifically who's researching like how to escape bedside burnout, how to make an income outside the hospital walls, or someone who wants to totally do something different, and leave nursing. Like we all said yes. So I feel like we're like 1 or 2 steps ahead, and we are surrounded and loved and led by people who are like, 101 to a million steps ahead of us. But like, what would you tell, that version of you who was looking, like what was something that you wish you had known back then? Maybe we can share some insight or inspire those who are looking right now and just need to hear something.
Yeah, I feel like I just wish I would have found this sooner. I wish I would have known about it sooner, and also known that it's okay to do something that you're not using your nursing degree, because I feel like that's something that a lot of people get hung up on, that I did too, because I thought going back to school to get my master's and or my doctorate was like the only way. That was like it. That was my plan A. I had no plan B. But like someone telling me like it's okay to do something else. It's okay to leave nursing. There's so many other opportunities out there. And and then obviously this opportunity, wish I would have found it sooner, but I also do at the same time trust that everything happens for a reason, like when it does and the time that it does. So that being said, if you're seeing this video right now, you're learning about this or seeing it again for a reason.
Abbie, what about you? I'll go last.
Yeah. So whenever I first came across this, it was brand new. I had never done any kind of online anything. I was not very active on any of my socials. I had not done like sales, like all this entire world was brand new to me. But I saw what it was doing for so many people. And I said, I'm gonna do this. And I know I'm gonna be bad in the beginning. I'm gonna suck, and it's gonna be strange and uncomfortable. And but I'm gonna make it work because I see it working for so many other people. I'm gonna figure out how to make this thing work because I see it working. And so I went for it. And it's been such a journey, personally and professionally. Like so much growth has happened, which I knew was going to be part of the whole entire ride. You just have to push through the fear. If what you want is on the other side of fear, if it's giving you butterflies, that's a sign. That's a sign. Go for it. Especially if you see it working for so many other people and you say, I want that, go get it.
Yes, girl, grab it by both hands. Is like, let's go, right? Okay, so what I would tell my past self is that like the one thing that's unique about me is I don't want to leave nursing. And so one thing that I would tell nurses who are still looking, you have a steady job, use some of that income, put it aside, and to help build this business along it. You can totally do it. I'm doing it. So many other people are doing it. And just know that be mindful that you're building a business and not a hobby. That was another thing, is like, I was treating it like a hobby. Just like my former things, I was treating it like a hobby. So I was getting hobby income, right? So, when you say yes, like, to something, go all in. Don't like tippy toe, like, learn as you go. Like we all did. We learn and we earn, as Abbie said, we went in messy, right? and not knowing and scared, because we could see the end game, and what so many people have already succeeded. And then the last thing I would tell you, if you're looking again with the whole alignment, pray on it. This was, like Allie said, you're watching this came across your feed for a reason. And that's a gift from the universe, from God, whatever source you believe in. And if it does feel you butterflies, that's your future self, like tapping you, like, hey, yeah, like, that's the right instinct. And you know what, if Enagic, it could be the it for you. I know it's the it for us, like, this is the end game for us, but it could also be the right now. Maybe Enagic might not be a longer term game, but maybe it's a step to get you into where you're supposed to go. So regardless, whenever you choose you always win. That's what I always believe in. Okay. All right. We're going to wrap this up. Any last comments or anything, girls?
I don't think so. Thank you for having us.
Yeah. Thank you. This was fun.
We will do it again. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead, give this a big like. Let us again know where you are chiming in from. And then if you have any questions and you want more, just reach out to any one of us. If you want more information, go ahead and check out one of the videos that's floating all around, and that will take you into the next steps if you want to work with me or work with any of us, and want to know more about this business model. All right, take care, y'all. Bye.